short time ago, Officer Porter spoke to the Baltimore Sun and would only say, it's not over yet. And he's right. Mike is a former Baltimore police officer who served with the accused officers in this case, and he speaks with Officer Porter regularly. At his request, we are protecting his identity. Mike, thank you for being here with us tonight. And so you've spoken with Officer Porter and with the other accused officers involved here. How are they doing?
They're all in very good spirits, and they're just, ready for this stuff to be over with.
Do they have faith in the system?
I think, at first it was a little, they were a little worried about, the denial for the change of venue, getting the trials outside of the city. But, the mistrial that was declared today, that just goes to show that, there is faith in the system, and there are good people out there that are going to follow the evidence where it leads them, and they're not going to base their decision off of emotions.
Do you think that Marilyn Mosby is going to recharge this case, that she's going to pursue a second trial?
I think absolutely she's going to. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that. There's already a scheduled meeting, a closed-door meeting with the judge, the defense, and the prosecutors, and I'm sure that's going to be hashed out of when the trial's going to come up next. But she's not a witch hunt or a cop hunt, whatever you want to call it, and I think there's going to be no question that she's going to, try him again.
Why did you leave the Baltimore police force?
I think the cases here are just a real big example of ultimately why I left, because if you can't go into work in Baltimore and be that progressive officer, where you're going out there and stopping these violent offenders and doing these things, because if a pure accident happens, something that's out of your control, like what happened with these officers, you can see exactly where the city's going and whose side they're taking, and it goes beyond the police administration and the police leadership. This is a bigger problem within Baltimore City that, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be cured anytime soon.
Do you think there are other cops who are scared to do their jobs? I mean, I don't know if scared is the right word, but, reluctant because they're concerned they may wind up on the wrong side of the handcuffs?
Well, I think ultimately, like you said, I don't think scared is the right or the word, but I think that you're not going to see that officer going out there and being as proactive and, the same tactics that were used prior to the Freddie Gray incident. You're not going to see him going out there and, doing that, because the city has proven that, something small happens or something, I don't want to say small, correct that, because, the Freddie Gray wasn't a small incident, but, if something like that happens, again, the city doesn't have your back.
Mm-hmm. And has anybody else left the Baltimore police department? Has it just been you, or what's the status of the workforce there?
Megyn, they're losing officers left and right. The Baltimore Police Department can't keep officers, and they're so desperate for officers, they're actually trying to get retirees to consider coming back to the department.
Wow. Final question. Have you spoken with Officer Porter recently? I mean, how does he walk around Baltimore? Does he feel like a pariah? What is it like to be in his position right now?
I think his statement today was, it's not over yet. He knows it, but I think this is something that's going to, not only Officer Porter, but this is going to help keep all the other officers that are about to be going up to the courts. It's going to, give them a little sense of relief to know that there are good citizens out there that are not going to, try these officers and, find them guilty based off emotions. They're going to follow the case where the evidence leads. And, I think the state did a very poor job of presenting stuff, and they didn't have the case here. They're going off of a theory, and they have nothing more than a theory. They don't have the evidence. And, I'd be interested to see what they have for the following officers.
Yeah, clearly the jury, at least some of the jurors or one juror, agrees with you on that, and that's how we find ourselves in this position tonight. Mike, all the best to you.
Thank you.